Originally, I moved to San Francisco for skateboarding. The handcrafted thing, I think, is kind of coming back everywhere, not just here. There's people just taking, reusing and reclaiming stuff and just making the most beautiful things out of it all over the world. And I think in this country, it's kind of taken by storm right now.
I see a lot of desire for the handcrafted goods here in San Francisco because we're kind of pioneers. We continue to venture out west, and people who are in San Francisco, there's no further to go. So I think you kind of have this sense where you have to fend for yourself.
We all kind of band together, you know, and we find each other pretty quickly, like how, like with music or whatever, you know, if you like a certain band and, you know, you can just connect with people.
You know, there's always those like old San Francisco myths, or actually American myths, that sort of westward expansion, and so many people, I think, come to San Francisco, and this has always been the case, that they can sort of leave whatever they had behind, they can recreate themselves here.
I just kind of was raised to figure stuff out. Like, we worked on our own cars, we worked on our own houses, we, you know, tended our own lawns, everything you did it yourself. So when it came time to solve a problem, the problem is, what do I do with all these broken boards? I kind of already had something built inside of me where it's like, I understand construction and technology enough to like figure this out.
We went from basically the trunk of a car to a van to booths at festivals, and then eventually our next goal was naturally a store. And then we realized we wanted to carry and kind of represent friends of ours. So we started talking out to our friends and saying, hey, look, we have a couple extra shelves if you want to bring in, you know, your hats that you sell, or headphones that you've created, or your shoes. You know, we could do it, we could carry them because we already know your story because we're hanging out with you every day.
There's a bag maker, her name's Brina, and we would say, oh, Brina lives right down the block. She makes these beautiful bags, you know, you should check them out. And she lives right on Divisadero and Oak.
I think with the Divisadero neighborhood, there's a lot of community because up at Parish Trust, we're good friends. A lot of the stuff in our store is kind of got that antique feel. What they're doing is really reflective of what we're doing, which is, this is what interests us. Hope you like it too.
Originally, we used to keep this sort of thematic idea that everything should come within 100 miles from here, and that's sort of shifted a little bit as our sphere has grown.
I also think that a lot of the things that we carry here have a story behind it.
In my experience, like, this is a super renaissance that's happening right now in terms of craft. I don't know how to call it anything else.
And if you can purchase something or have something that has that in it, you can feel it. It's like when you have a home-cooked meal, you can taste the love that your family put into it.
We particularly got Umami Mart because something that had some kinship with us that was totally different.
Umami Mart started out as a blog in 2007. Kayoko was living in Brooklyn at the time, I was living in Tokyo. In 2010, we both moved back to California. We had a very popular cocktail writer, and so hence we have all these cocktail wares.
We source almost everything from Japan. Definitely handcrafted, artisan goods, barware, kitchenware is really important to us. We visit Japan once or twice a year. It's really amazing to be able to see barware being produced by hand.
With our products, we're always looking for high quality design and function. And when you're looking for all three of those things, handcrafted things will deliver at a much higher rate than things that are mass manufactured or made by machines.
Anytime you can bring the process of a handcrafted good to a personal level, then the consumer can relate to the process. Like, I don't know how a Nike shoe's made, but I do know how an Indo-sole sandal's made. They go into the landfill, they pick out a tire, they shave it down, they make 2 soles for a pair of shoes, and then there's your shoe. They all have a story that's really easy to tell because it's so simple.
Joe, who prints with us, he was working with George at Iris, helping to make all his skateboards. And now we do George's shirts, and he has the same mindset.
So a stack of 21 used or broken skateboards can make 12 Iris skateboards. Once I get the 21 boards, they have to be prepared to be, stacked and glued together and then cross-cut so I can shape them into the skateboard you see here. And you can tell just by looking at it that it's made up of multiple skateboards.
We're really feeding off each other's found success too. Skrillex is wearing our stuff, and then George gets an order from Tony Hawk for one of the Irish skateboards. And when he told me that, I was going, oh my God, that's amazing. Dude, Skrillex is wearing our stuff. Ah, high five. Let's go surf.
He's a great guy. You see his dog?
One day I was checking my sales like I do every day, and I saw an order from Tony Hawk, which I was just like, is there another Tony Hawk? Like, I had to look it up. Like, is this the same guy? And it was, and I was really honored and stoked that he would just order it just like anybody else. But me appreciating him for his inspiration, I made a custom shape just for him. This is a template of Tony Hawk's famous shape in the mid '80s. Had this famous nose especially. So I completed his order, and as a gift to him, I just threw this as a surprise in the box, and he was really stoked. And I was stoked to make it. I actually might make this shape part of the line now because it's a really clean look.
It's kind of fun too because the way we print it is discharge ink. So you're actually not putting ink onto the shirt, you're bleaching the design out of the pigmented fabric. So this bone color is the natural color of the cotton before they dye the t-shirt black.
I had a friend in Denver that she opened up a bar in Silver Plume called Bread Bar, where she makes all of her own cocktails, and she actually makes bitters and syrups, and she has people there to taste what she's created with, these very special ingredients that she's going out and hand foraging.
So I think San Francisco is a great city for just this attitude where if you can conceive it, you can do it.
If we were to push ourselves like 20 years ahead and look back, or even 100 years, it's an absolute golden age. We're living amongst like the great artists of our generation, and they're all here. It's a great time to be in San Francisco.